Now, let's just make one thing clear here today. There is no place in the world where you are more fulfilled than when you are in an intimate, functional relationship. Now, I know a lot of you that are watching this are going to say, no, Anna, I'm happiest on my own, because when I'm in relationships, then there's drama and then there's pain. And so I stay away from relationships because I'm happiest on my own. Nah, that's not true. You're saying that from a place of pain. You're not saying that from a place of personal strength. You're saying it from a place of pain because you've been hurt in the past. Isn't that true? Because if you haven't been hurt in the past, you would never say something like that. Because we are designed to be together. We're not designed to be isolated from each other. So, no surprise, I'm going to be talking today about intimate relationships. Now, the difference between intimate relationship and platonic relationship is sex. Let's just face it. Intimate relationship means there's an intimacy. And we all know that when you've passed the stage of sex, everything changes. It's not the same, right? You can go on date. Everything's kind of neutral. Then you have sex. Boom. We open the Pandora's box. Now, a lot of people don't really have the skills how to be in a relationship because you don't even know how to be in your relationship with yourself. So if you don't have a relationship with yourself, then how the hell are you going to be in a relationship that is a functioning relationship? Not a destructive one, a functioning one. I'm going to give you today the 3 levels of relationships. Now, some of you watching this might have been in the first one. Hopefully you're out of it. And most probably are in the second one, which probably most of us are. And some people that have worked on their relationship and understand the science behind how to create magic in your relationship might have actually stepped into the 3rd level. So the first level of relationship is this one. Everything is about me. Now, these are the relationships which is very narcissistic, which is very toxic, where one person is very dominant. Everything is about me. I don't actually care about you. That's how it looks like, but I'll explain what's actually going on behind the scenes. I don't actually care about you. As long as my needs are filled, I am happy. My needs are the most important thing. I don't really listen to you when you talk. You're there, which is great, but it's all about me. Now, if you've been in a relationship like this, it's very narcissistic, it's very toxic. Just remember that the person that is treating you that way hates themselves. Not a little bit, despises the earth that they walk on. Hate themselves to the point that they would literally want to kill themselves. Like, that's how bad they hate themselves. And I'm not being funny. Because nobody, unless you've got a brain damage, like a real brain damage, will ever treat anybody that way unless they are completely broken inside. And then this pain comes into their life where it's like, I treat you bad, and then some pathetic, weird, crazy, fucked up thing, it makes me feel good about myself, because by dominating you, it makes me feel better about myself because I hate myself, and blah, 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 blah. Whew. If you're in that relationship, get out. All I'm gonna say is get out. There is no ins and outs about it, just get out, okay? Now, the second level of relationships is the place where I will give you what you need if you give me what I need. This is where most people are in. So for example, if I contribute something to you, I am expecting you to contribute back. Now you might say to me, Anna, you have to have expectations in relationships. Okay, well, if you do have a lot of expectations and the person doesn't live up to your expectations, what happens to you? Number one, when you have expectations, you tunneled vision that it has to be this way, and if it's not this way, you're disappointed, which puts you up for a disaster, which means you are probably constantly disappointed. In the second level of relationships, I will fill your needs if you fill my needs. And so it becomes this kind of tug of war. And it's very much, there's loads of misunderstanding, there's loads of insecurity, both people don't really like themselves that much. And we think we need something from the other person. There's a neediness in the relationship. There is also this thing of blaming. So I said that, you said that, and I took the trash out yesterday. It's your turn to take it out. There's a lot of fights going on. There's a lot of conflict going on. A lot of people have this in relationship. And then you make out, And then the relationship becomes into this like, okay, we had conflict and then there's love making afterwards, and somehow it makes you feel good about yourself, about the relationship, blah, blah, blah. These relationships can be transformed into the really healthy relationship, which is level 3. So I would not say get out of this relationship. I would say seek help. Seek help either as an individual or as a couple so that you can transform the relationship. Because here's the thing about level 2 relationships. I will fill your needs if you fill mine. You don't have to go to couple therapy to be able to fix a relationship like that. No, no, no. What you need to do is you need to work on your relationship with yourself and understand that your partner is coming from fear, insecurity, and neediness also. And so by you healing you, you can actually inspire your partner to be healed as well. And that's when you can move into level 3. Level 3 relationship is like this. All of your needs are also my needs, which means whatever you are struggling with is also part of me. Because in level 3 of relationship, you're looking at the relationship as a unit, not as 2 individuals and it's like this, but as a unit. What does this unit need? If somebody is in pain, then everybody in this relationship is in pain, which means everybody can contribute with the healing process. So for example, if you're with somebody that has a low self-esteem and that person keeps showing up with maybe some sort of like defensiveness or whatever, if you can allow yourself and work on yourself to get to level 3, you can look at that person and think, you know what, this person doesn't really like themselves right now. The last thing that they need is me to get defensive back, and then we turn into this massive fight, which is level 2. But the last thing they need is that. So what can I do to contribute to this person who doesn't like themselves right now? How can I help and contribute, taking my ego and my insecurities out of the picture, because I love being me. I know I'm worthy, I'm good enough, because I've done the work on myself, right? That's very important to be able to go to level 3. So that when this person is showing up this way, I can just send love. What does this person need right now from me? It needs love. They need love. They don't need me to give them shit back. No, they need me to give love, give love, give love. Now you might think that this becomes like a doormat situation. No. A doormat situation is when you give up your integrity, when you give away your power. I'm talking about when you're strong enough in your own power and in your own self-love that you can contribute of your overflow. So you're not giving away from your foundation, you're giving of your overflow. I love myself so much. I have an overflow of abundance of love and gratitude, so I can contribute to this person to heal them. Wouldn't that kind of relationship be absolutely beautiful? Now I can tell you one thing, I live in a relationship like that. Is it a coincidence? Absolutely not. Because it takes awareness of self, it takes a lot of work on self in order for you to be able to elevate yourself to the place where, you know what? It doesn't matter if they do this or that. You don't have to get upset about that. Look at the bigger picture. And I'm not even talking about pick your fights. I'm talking about pick the greatness and the love of the relationship before the little tiny things that you complain about, which has no meaning and always comes from your own insecurities. So these are my 3 levels of relationship. Now, if you want help to elevate either the relationship with yourself or the relationship with your intimacy, and that includes also sex, because a lot of couples are struggling in the area of sex, please reach out to me, because that is one of my 3 pillars of my business and one of my most passionate places, because I truly believe intimate relationships that flourish can actually transform the world.